It's supposed to turn red. There we
Okay.
go.
Now I hate you too.
There we go. Now bring up OBS.
We're there.
Bring up
We're
OBS.
there. Are we there? Are we
Are you
there?
gonna have to do this? No,
It's
bring
15
OBS
seconds.
up.
Go ahead and bring yours up.
And yours says no connection at the
No,
moment.
we're
Okay,
should
no,
be
no,
there.
You can't do it on mine. I lost the
Hit the pop out.
from moving the
Restore the chat.
Okay. Does anybody see us?
No, pull OBS back.
All right. Are we there yet? Okay. Are we live? Do
Yeah,
y'all
see the
see
green
us?
block?
I see
We're
green
live.
block. We're
Waiting
seeing
for your
that.
chat.
Yeah.
We're there.
Okay.
This is crazy. I hate when you live stream. We've been trying this for 5 minutes. Okay. Hello, everybody. You want to start introducing people because I'm going to play with this.
So we see y'all.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead. We are here with the Self-Reliant Roadshow. Prepsteader Bob and Miss B. All right.
All right, now you just keep talking because I'm playing with the chat.
You playing with the chat. All right. Guys, the show tonight is about being self-reliant. And I don't know what you've just done.
Just keep talking.
Okay.
Ignore it. Don't even look.
It's about being self-reliant tonight. And we have the king of being self-reliant here tonight.
Mrs. B.
All right. All right.
Me. No.
Yes. Anyway, guys, we are honored tonight to have Prepsteader Bob, Mrs. B here with us tonight. The Self-Reliant Roadshow. They basically have 2 different channels that they work on. And I'm not going to try to steal any thunder away from Bob and his show. So what I'm going to do is say, Bob, explain a little bit to us about each show, what you do on each show, and what your goals are, and different things like that. Just kind of let our subs know what your plans are.
Oh, I just do the best I can and trust God for the balance. How's that? Your
Go
turn. Basically, what it is, for those of you that might not be familiar, there's 2 channels. Right now, we're here as the Self-Reliant Roadshow. I tell people that we're just 2 old people that are retired, 1 old dog, and we travel all over the country and share our time, tools, and talents with people all across the country. And we help with whatever. We basically we have a converted school bus that we turned into a motorhome, and we pull a tool trailer with tools in it. We pull into somebody's homestead or farm or ranch and say, all right, you got us for 1 to 5 days. What do you need done? And usually there's plenty.
I think that's
We
one
got
thing.
plenty, but we have plenty of rain.
We've had a lot of rain, guys.
I do not have anything in the trailer to fix rain.
Yeah, that's the one thing about
We needed the rain, though.
Did
We
you?
did.
We needed the rain. So
But
we're
one
okay.
thing we've had a day and a half of good fellowship.
That we have. You know,
Yeah.
and I've said that many times, and I still believe it, that until you sit down with somebody and fellowship with them and break bread, you really don't know what they are.
That's right.
Because YouTube will take anything you put up on it.
Yeah. All right. I'm sitting here tonight.
So far, there's a lot of people here, and we want to say hello to everybody. But we want to thank our moderators. We've got quite a few of our moderators in tonight, and we do want to say, guys, y'all keep the prayers going for the people in Australia and the people that this storm just hit. So y'all
Yes.
remember that throughout this and through tonight when we say our prayers.
Right.
And
Where's
don't
Danny
forget,
getting his ears? When's Danny getting his ears lowered?
Danny's not getting his ears lowered because Danny don't have to get his ears lowered.
next subject.
Yeah, next subject.
subject.
Yeah.
Don't forget to pray for those that got hit in the earthquake down in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And then the other one was in Iran.
Iran.
Iran. Yeah.
Iran.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm
Honey
sitting here.
Hollow says they don't need any more rain, so they can have plenty, I'm thinking.
Hey, Honey Hollow. She's one of those
Yeah.
with one of our stops for the Self-Reliant Roadshow. We stopped and helped her with some projects, helped her with a chicken coop. And
Prairie Girl and Cowboy Homestead said, if you're ever in Montana, stop on by.
we can talk about that a little bit. We're on season 2 right now, and season 2 is we live in Wisconsin, and as soon as our son and new daughter-in-law got married, we jumped in the bus the next day and we took off across Upper Michigan, down across. We had to get to New Hampshire for our first fall conference that we spoke at. I'm trying to think where it was. What's that?
Mary Beth,
Oh,
hi.
hi, Mary Beth. Oak Knob Farm. We spoke there, and then we worked our way down the East Coast. Honey Hollow Homestead. She's on here tonight. We stopped at her place, and just several places down to the East Coast. And then we spent the month of December in Florida, and now we're working our way across the Gulf Coast, going toward Texas, and then we'll work our way home.
And Clay Banks is in here that y'all started.
Claybank is here. That was the stop we were just at. And Dave, I'm still sore, brother.
He was showing me the marks on his arm. Yeah.
It was a good stop. We love you.
Yeah,
I'm
miss you.
sorry I didn't get to say goodbye. I blow you kisses.
But we there we stopped, and their project was Dave just wasn't sure how to lay out a barn, and he had gotten some material, so we stopped and helped him with the layout, got the holes dug, and we went ahead and framed up and trussed up his barn and had that all set. So
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Now, Carlson Family Farm wants to know, who are the guests tonight? This is Prepsteader Bob and Ms. V from the Self-Reliant Roadshow and Prepsteader Bob. They have two different channels. For those of you who jump in here late and keep asking this question.
Libby, can you pick up Prepsteader Bob channel and throw it in the chat? And can you pick up the Self-Reliant Roadshow and throw that link in the chat? And that way they can find them easy.
And guys, go over, check out their information. They're doing a lot of good work, I call it mission work on the roadshow, you know, because I think that's really what your intentions are, is to do mission work on that and help people.
it is. You know, the biggest part of it is we want to share our heart, and our heart is whatever the things that God puts on our heart. And we basically, Mrs. B and I are retired. We live a simple, debt-free lifestyle, much like this. If you hadn't figured out, we have a pantry that's about the same size as this, and we do our best to be self-reliant. We have our own raised beds. We have our retreat. Our kids are up and gone, so instead of a full-blown homestead, we do a retreat.
Yeah.
And we have a 40-acre retreat where we're able to hunt, fish, trap, cut fire. We do all of our heating with firewood.
Right.
And, you know, we do all of our canning. We'll do between 250 and 300 quarts because it's just Mrs. B and I.
Right.
And we'd much rather go through the pantry and get stuff out to eat rather than going to the grocery store.
Well, to us, this is our grocery store.
This is the grocery store.
This is our grocery store. This
Okay,
is where we
so
go.
Prepsteader Bob and Mrs. B, this is Southern Blessed. How do you like the southern thunderstorms? How did you
Wasn't
like
that bad here.
No.
I was just to say, here it lasted, what, about 15 minutes?
15, 20
Yeah.
minutes, yeah.
About 15, 20
Actually,
minutes.
Bob was in the barn by himself.
Yeah, he was. When he
Well,
hit,
explain that one.
yeah, Bob went to the barn
The video.
to do a video.
And he
Bad
got
Bob.
stuck.
Bad Bob. I mean, he got caught right in the middle of it. It was really tough. I was like, well, I hope he's not going to try to come back to the house.
But he didn't. He waited till it quit and then he came in. It was
You
really
remember,
fun.
I'm an old farm boy, so we just wrote it out. Being out in the hay at the barn is not a big deal. I went out and cut our next video for the Prepsteader Bob channel, and I'll explain that a little bit later.
Is it up yet?
Yes.
It's already up.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah,
And you can hear the rain in the background.
Yeah. But no, with the Self-Reliant Roadshow, basically we take our bus that we converted for $1,900, we turned it into a motorhome, and you all saw that.
Yeah.
And so we're able to go around, and we, like I said, we pull in people's yards, and I never know what projects that we're going to do because there's a lot of you that don't know us. We live by faith. Both of us have made professions of faith, and we put our faith and trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and Him alone. And basically, since our kids are all gone married and we don't have grandchildren yet, our goal is to go out and share the joy and the love and the lessons that we've learned in living a simple and debt-free lifestyle. So when we pull in somebody's driveway, I'll do a site assessment and figure out their property needs, what's available, what they can budget. And my background is finding all the pieces of the puzzle putting it together, and then looking for something that I refer to as God obvious. And Claybank Homestead's on here. He can testify to that. He had a desire for a barn, and 2 weeks before we got there, he was able to work out a deal with the local sawmill, and they let him cut all the wood he wanted on 50-50 shares, which to me is astronomical.
It is. That's phenomenal.
It's usually 75-25.
Yes.
So
They're
he
saying we're
cuts.
out of focus.
Are we out of
Well, we
focus?
knew that to start with. I told y'all we were worried. Which, guys, the problem here is, I'm not trying to cut Bob off. The problem is we're so far away from the camera to get us all in it. I don't know that it can actually focus that far. I think that's the whole issue.
I think that's part of it, and so y'all gonna have to forgive us with all this weirdness anyways, because we're trying to get 4 people into a scene. And
Or
that
3
might be
regular
it.
people and 1 large Bob.
One
but-
large bomb.
So, anyways, like Claybank Homestead, he was able to get the main part of the timbers and the posts and stuff, but we weren't able to use the rough sawn for the trusses, and so we went around, we found the material. He ended up paying $11 for those trusses, and so we started getting that framed up. And then Hank from Hamiltonville Farm showed up and said, "Hey, our church got hit by Hurricane Michael, and there's sheet metal laying out there. What do you need?" And I said, "Well, it's 22 sheets of 24 foot, but 26 foot would be better." So we went down there and looked, and here was 25 sheets of 26 foot,
Oh, my.
6-inch metal.
Wow.
And I said, the only thing better is if we didn't have to load this. And so Dave goes over, and the guy's on an excavator. He says, "Not a problem." He picks it up, puts it right on the trailer.
Oh, man.
That
Can't
is
beat that
awesome.
now.
So that's what we do. I never know exactly what's going to happen, because putting your faith and trust in God, the last thing I want to do is to be prideful and say, "Here's what we're going to do." No.
Right.
We're bringing our time, our tools and talents, and then we try to find out what needs to be done, and the rest of it we just trust
You
God
gotta
to do.
That's I'm reading.
Somebody said Bob makes Danny look small. So
Everybody
Danny's
always talk
going,
about always looking tall and this and that, and I said, "Well, Bob makes me look small." I was
So
like, "I'm
he's
good."
let me sit up. He's actually leaning over my shoulder somewhat
Yeah.
so he can see the chat.
I'm
because
pretty
we're
much
really
saying height.
having
It's
fun.
just I'm a wider format.
The ones
That's what you get when you play football.
Yeah.
That's it.
you look fine. I like the 4 in front of the pantry and your cactus. Yeah, I forgot the cactus.
yeah.
Oh, we didn't even think about the cactus being.
No, that's
We
fine.
didn't intend to include the cactus. It just happened.
It just happened. Yeah.
All right. I saw a while ago Nicole said she has signed up to come to the gathering, so we hope to meet Nicole when she comes. And guys, y'all all check out the gathering 2020. Gosmania is putting up a link to Eventbrite to get your free tickets. Mainly, we just want to know how many's coming. We do have some great things going on that day. Mainly, we're just going to sit around and do this.
We're on fellowship this time, guys. We usually have so much going on that Wanda and I really don't have time to actually communicate and meet with very many people. This time, we're trying to change the agenda completely. It's about meeting you guys this time. It's about spending time with you. Now, we are going to have some things going on. We're going to have a gospel band there, some different things like that. And I will speak some, but we're predominantly going to focus on fellowshipping with like-minded people.
Yeah.
And I can tell you from being here the last day and a half, you don't want to miss it. It's just a huge blessing. You get here
There's
and-
2 family.
and find out where their heart and attitude is, and it's just been it's been refreshing. So it's been a real blessing.
2
So
families on.
hey,
Hello, 2 family.
Is it Cheryl or
Yes.
Derry I want?
That's
yeah,
just
which
Cheryl.
one? Or is it
Sherry.
your dog?
Sherry. You
Sherry.
got Cheryl and
I got
Derry.
Cheryl and Derry wrong. Okay, I got
Sherry.
Cheryl and Derry.
Cheryl and Derry.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so I want to show y'all, if you're going to make the Gathering 2020, look at this.
Look at
It's a
this.
little bitty picture. I didn't get it stretched. Y'all know this is the Hoss Tool single hoe,
Single wheel hoe.
single wheel hoe. I get it right. Anyway, Hoss Tools is going to let us give one of these things away. So if you have to be present to win, you have to be.
You gotta be
at
there
the
to win. You can't just put your name in a thing and leave.
You
You got to be
gotta be
present when
there.
the drawing takes place.
We're not sure what time of the day we'll be doing that.
No,
but,
I'm sure it'll be more toward the evening time though.
And we're going to be giving away, Hoss Tools is gonna let us have some seed
Seeds.
trays and a kit.
Yeah.
So you'll get the seeds, I think it's the seeds, the dirt, and some trays. It's a seed starter kit, I guess. He said he's gonna have some of those. And then I think he's gonna let me give away some more seeds. And we have, Hoss Tools is great for seeds.
Yeah.
And then there was something else. Just went through my mind and went out the window.
Anything planned for the kids at the gathering? I want to know that.
Yes, we are supposed to have some people in charge of kid projects, and I'm not sure, I haven't talked to Mark and Jamie again this year, but usually the last 2 years we have had the kids planting seeds and taking home something to grow their own plant. And then Mimsy's garden is supposed to be helping some people get the stuff together for the kids to have things to play. And it's a huge area. They can run around and play sports. They can bring their own kickballs and things like that. There's plenty of room for outdoor sports for kids.
Patty, we're so glad this is your first time for the live show. Thank you for dropping in and spending some time with us here. Well, we got Prep Setter Bob with us. I'm gonna call Prep Setter Bob the AI of self-reliance. How about that?
Artificial insemination?
No, I hope not.
I'm sorry, I'm a farm boy.
No, that's true.
That's
AI,
exactly
the artificial intelligence. He
Oh,
is, as you all know, there is the IoT, which is the Internet of Things, and AI, which are actually trying to merge the two of them right
Oh,
now. And the IoT is actually the gathering of data of things, and then the AI has the ability to digest that data.
So you're the AI.
So you're the AI of self-reliance. You have the ability to digest people's issues and make some sense out of it and put it together.
And that's one of the things that we do at the Self-Reliant Roadshow is each stop, whatever that is, we'll go ahead and film it, and then show people what we do. It's more of a vlog, a video log of our travels as Mrs. B and I travel to different stops, and then every week we put up a video about where we stopped and what we've done. And then
Hi, Bug Pug.
oh, she's on.
Yes.
She had a stop in Pensacola for breakfast.
Oh yes, Victoria, you were telling us about that. Yeah.
Deborah Oster said they're under a tornado watch right now. They're in South Carolina, so y'all be safe.
Oh, yeah, that's not much.
It's making it that way right now. All right, let's see. I'm just trying
to make sure I'm not missing.
You're not missing anything. I got it. You just keep talking.
Oh.
Y'all, I'm just reading comments, so they're supposed to be talking. They're supposed to be talking about self-reliance.
I think part of the reason we're here is the referee.
Yeah.
He's wanting to take over my job.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let him take over my job.
It is what it is.
He's getting nosy.
Anyway,
he wants to know
guys,
what y'all are saying.
With what's going on in the world today, let's just stop. Let's just be serious for a moment. Well, I mean, the United States is facing some major issues here in the upcoming weeks and months. We know we've had some issues with Iran. Iran's not our only problem. Iran could very well be a false flag as far as I'm concerned. We've got our own issues going on here at home. We've got the issue in Virginia going on. We've got the issue with the impeachment of Trump going on. We have all these things going on here in the United States. And what better thing to draw our attention away from any of that than to create something over in the Middle East over there that would actually pull our attention away from what's actually going on in our country. And I do believe that is part of an agenda to take our attention off of what's going on here. But regardless of what's going on here and what's going on across the water, the most important thing for you as an individual is to understand that you need to be self-reliant.
Absolutely.
Because there's no guarantees that the trucks will keep rolling. Because the first thing that happened after we struck Iran, the next day oil prices in the barrels of oil jumped sky high.
Oh, always.
Always, because that's just something that happens. And the bottom line is you and me as a consumer end up paying the price down the road for that. So the more self-reliant we are and the less we depend on foreign things, guys, the better off we're going to be. Bob mentioned a while ago that one of the things that him and Ms. B enjoy is the fact of being debt-free right now, as far as being able to travel around and understand what life is about and God's blessings. Because actually, I spoke to a pastor one time who told me, he said, brother, if God called me to Africa right now, I couldn't go.
Really?
And I told him, I said, well, why couldn't you? He said, I owe so much debt, I couldn't go. And he said, that's a sin before an almighty God for me to be in this position, and be a man of God. And that's one thing. Well, Wanda and I's in the same boat as Prep Setter Bob and his wife are. We're debt free on most everything we own. I think that I really believe that's God's intention for life, because the Bible actually has more to say about money and debt than it really does about salvation alone. If we stop thinking about it.
Verse for verse, yeah.
Yeah, for verse it does. And so it's God's will for us to be out of debt. I do believe that.
Hello,
So self-reliance should be a goal for each and every one of us.
But yeah, no, for us, it gives us the freedom to do the things that God puts on our heart.
Yes.
And, like Mrs. B and I, the bus was provided by a sponsor for Quality Bus and Truck Parts, and we paid for having it, painted and renovated inside. We paid for the insurance license,
Right.
all that jazz. And then our viewers actually, they donate through PayPal to the Self-Reliant Roadshow, and that provides us fuel to get to each stop. And what's been nice too is, we have a live show every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central time for the Self-Reliant Roadshow. And a lot of times we'll get to a spot and it's just obvious that they need a lot more help than what we thought.
Yeah.
And so we'll present that on the live stream, and it's amazing how many people give. Season 1, we went down through Missouri into Arkansas, out to Colorado, and Wyoming and back home. And one of the big stops for that season was down in Arkansas. A gentleman by the name of Jeff at Bobblehead Homestead was living in an abandoned trailer, and somebody given him a shed. And so when we're setting the shed in the middle of the rain,
you just seems like it's always,
but we got that all set, and it just became real obvious that there needed to be a lot. We were just going to help him lay it out, maybe do some insulation, a little bit of wiring, and it's like, no, they had a whole bunch of people come together as a community, and I sit down with everybody having a construction background and says, listen, if we can get all these pieces done, we can do this in 7 days.
Right.
And so basically people donated a little over $11,000 that week. And so through PayPal, and so we used that to buy all the material, all brand new appliances and everything else, and gave him an ADA certified, handicap accessible home.
Yes.
Wow.
With a walk-in shower and a whole 9 yards.
Wow.
And was able. I mean, we didn't finish the whole thing because that was the intent, is that everybody that was there with different channels and different skills, I said, okay, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do that? And they're like, yeah. And that's what's been a huge blessing. Jeff has been able
I think Bobblehead's in here.
Is he?
He said thank you again and again and again and again.
Yeah, that would be Jeff. But what a huge blessing. He's had all these people coming by and helping with projects, some that he's helped and some that's helped him. It's been a huge, astronomical community. Yeah,
right, it's bringing community together.
And that really did our heart good.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, we want to help people, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when we can draw people in to get back to an old-fashioned sense of helping one another, that's been our heart's desire, to be a ministry of encouragement. To encourage people to get outside their four walls and to help others also.
He said he's warm and cozy and comfy in his cabin tonight. It's a rare 20 degrees. So he's warm and he's happy.
Well, good.
That's
you got
a
full belly?
Yeah, you got something to eat. That's the other part.
And here's the hard reality, is Jeff would have got it. It's not, he's capable.
Yeah.
But
it would have taken him a lot of time.
Exactly. And, a couple, several months, couple of years or whatever, but having the whole community come together.
Yes.
And we were able to provide the coordination for that. Just bam, knocked it out in 7 days. It was called the Tiny House That Love Built is the title of that.
I like that.
And it was awesome. Yeah, they even had T-shirts made. cabin company, made up T-shirts and everything. It was fun. Jeff will tell you. Jeff got a nap after we left. We all did.
That's what I was going to say. Everybody probably got a good nap.
Yeah.
Guys, this is why we have Prep Setter Bob and his wife on here with us tonight. Is that they do a lot of good work for a lot of people who can't help themselves out there. They just don't have the physical ability a lot of times to be able to get out and do this. And sometimes you can receive a blessing by donating to these causes. I mean, this is one of those things where they have a PayPal account, I'm pretty sure, that if you feel like that the Lord is leading you to donate to their cause, they don't keep this for themselves. Whatever comes, they use it to bless other people with. And the thing about it is when you give and they're able to use it to bless other people, the blessing also pours over onto you also. The blessing is shared. And the more of you that give to help out other people, then the more the blessing gets shared around. And in the long run, to whom much is given, much is expected from these people. And I believe that, according to God's word, that's what it says. And I believe that Bob and Ms. B do exactly that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, we've been blessed.
Domino effect.
Yeah, we've been blessed, and that's part of our burden is to share our time, tools, and talents, and to help others. And like on season 2, we've had several stops. I think you're stop number 22. And I wasn't planning and thinking we were going to do a whole bunch of projects here.
Right.
I mean, but whatever.
Whatever
we came to servants. So it's a little firewood help here, whatever. But the thing is it's also like ministry of encouragement. We spent the whole last day and a half fellowship and getting to know one another. But in season 2, some of the other things is we had a widow gal in North Carolina, just down and out, needed, had chickens. She's able to sell eggs. People donated. We built her a brand new chicken coop to house all of her chickens. And then her mobile home had a big, huge hole in the wall, so we repaired that. Stuff like that. That's what we're doing.
And he rescues people that don't know what they're doing on YouTube. And
Now,
gives them a little advice. Even though they've been doing it for 4 years.
Don't tell everything. You're going to give away everything.
Yeah. He's going to make me work
That's not
all
actually-
through our channel for days to fix some stuff that I didn't know about.
Hey, Mr. Buddy, glad to see you jumping in here.
So we've had fun. We may
Yeah.
not have got a lot of work done, but we've eaten.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
all this
Have we
doesn't
really?
just look good, it
It
tastes
tastes
good.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Oh,
Danny looked at his plate tonight, and everything but the salt and the cheese was from
From
our
our
home.
homestead. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Well, to me, when I see that, I realize that we're being blessed.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with us as an individual. I'm the kind of person, once I work the soil and I put the seed in the soil, it's out of my hands after that. It's completely dependent upon the Father once that takes place. And you can ask Wanda sitting here, they don't a day go by, they don't a prayer go by hardly that I don't pray for the blessings of obedience to be granted.
Oh, absolutely. You have to.
You have to. I mean, and y'all know you've watched Porch Time, you've watched a lot of my videos, and those of you who go over on Patreon, as I tell you, on Patreon, I explain a lot more stuff than I do over here on YouTube. And YouTube on Patreon, I explain some things that's really in depth, things that God has shared with me in my life that I'm not willing to share on YouTube, but I will share on Patreon about America and about things that He's shown me about America and where we're at, where we're headed, and things like that. And guys, if you're really interested in the future of this nation and what things that God has shown me, things that God has people who are contacting me asking me, Danny, have you had this dream yet? Danny, have you seen this vision? Has God laid this on your heart? Has this happened? Has that happened? We're seeing these things. Can you enlighten us on what God's showing you? And that gives me an opportunity to open the door over on Patreon with more freedom than I have here on YouTube to explain and talk about the conditions of America, the things that we're facing, and the fact that we need to be self-reliant with the things that our country is facing right now. Because
And here on YouTube, we show the self-reliance. We
We
show
do.
how to can, we show how to garden, we show what we've raised, we show what we do with it. I show you how to cook. I mean, Danny shows you all the projects. So YouTube is a platform for showing you how to as much as anything, plus his opinion on porch time.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
all.
that would be a really good segue for the Prep Center Bob channel. That's the other channel that we have is Prep Center Bob.
Yes.
And that's my desire to share our experience. I mean, it's
basically the same thing.
Yeah.
They have two
I tell
channels.
everybody that we're pretty much one vine, different branches.
Yeah.
That's
So
what we
those
said
who
earlier.
know the Bible verses,
Yeah.
you'll know what we're talking about. But that's where I share my educational, informational videos, things on that line. All our DIY projects, I'll break them down, show the measurements, how we did it, why, and try to accomplish things. It's to whom much is given, much is required.
Much is required. Yeah.
So these things were taught to me by godly good men. It's my responsibility to share with others. And using YouTube and social media allows me to share it with worldwide. So that's a lot more fun.
Yeah. Guys, y'all keep pulling the comment down. I don't know if you
Yeah, Free Press 666. They need to just ban him.
do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
just ban. Be
Look, I'm
done.
one of these kind. Don't screw around with somebody because I'm not going to. You're going to do it, or I'm going to do it. You know.
I'm just watching.
You're looking at a gentleman who don't play. You toy with me, I'm gonna toy with you, and it's gonna be good.
They're handling it. They're doing good. We have some good moderators. They got their hands on it like this.
Thank you, mods. But anyway, that's the whole gist of the thing, guys. With the if y'all watch me with the DAP 2030, me and David Devine, you'll find out on his channel. We've done a video over there.
It's going to be a 3-part series. I saw that.
Yeah, it's going to end up being a 3-part series. David seems to believe it's going to be 2024 when things actually go down the tube. I told him, I said, Dave, I actually believe it's 2022. God say tomorrow, 2022. And he said, well, that's one reason I enjoy having you on the channel because I want to know why it's 2022. And we talk about that. And because my thing is, there's lots of things that's got to go online by 2025 and 2024. In order for that to happen, it's got to start by 2022 in order for all the red tape and paperwork to take place and all that. This is why you hear me preaching and teaching so much about being self-reliant. Because, guys, when these things take place, unless you're on Patreon and you see the things I'm talking about, you just don't understand unless you know what's going on in this world. The IPCC and the United Nations is making rules over there right now for their global rules. They're not just for certain countries, they're global. We have lots of things taking place here in the United States, like California right now has over 60 cities. It's already banned the use of small gas engines. They got a vote in the legislature right now. They're trying to ban it statewide. I think that's completely stupid.
Beyond stupid.
It's beyond stupid. Guys, this is the kind of stuff that's going to end up eventually costing you and me a ton of money, and it'll eventually come down to the point it's about our self-reliance.
Yeah.
They're going to take away from us the right, and they specifically made the comment in the wording that a lot of it had to do with gardening tools in California, gas-powered gardening tools. They're targeting gardening stuff, lawn care stuff, and things like this. This is just totally ridiculous, guys. I gotta quit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off.
Okay. This is not Whoa.
Okay, I gotta quit because I
And
realize
the fun part is we've been doing this all day. So
Yeah.
And I can't video this, so don't even ask.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If I videoed what they said all day long, y'all would be just laughing, then
You
you'd be
would.
shocked, and then you'd be laughing. And
then you eventually sit down and cry. You go, oh my God, our country's really in that bad a shape.
Well,
they've been at it all day.
but that's what you're coming at it from your experience.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked. We've
Yeah.
got a lot of the same experiences and backgrounds.
Right.
I look at we present it from all right. We're simple and living a debt life. I want to show people the advantage of it.
Yeah,
that it's not
exactly.
just being self-reliant, but here's the advantages of it. And so often people just don't understand. Well, I go to work, I live paycheck to paycheck. What else is there? Trust me, there is a ton more to life.
Yes.
I mean, the people that we've been able to help, to influence, to meet, to chat. I mean, there's people here in the chat tonight that as viewers and subscribers, it worked out. We were able to stop and have breakfast with them, or they've been able. I don't know how many times we take the bus and pull into a Walmart parking lot to grab, which is not my favorite store, but I can get the bus in there.
He's not wrong on that one.
Yeah, so we pull in there and we'll get, let's see, the last one we just stopped at, we had what, 3 different families in 15 minutes, all wanting to jump in there and see the bus.
Wow.
And people are excited about self-reliance,
Yeah.
and I think that bothers a lot of, well, we should probably keep going. I think it bothers a lot of people.
You're just like,
In the powers that be,
Yeah.
that people, Anyway,
Hold her down.
it's frustrating, and
Yeah.
that's why I want to do it and advertise it and put it up on the roadshow and shout it out to the world. Yes, there's a better life. There's a better way.
Yes, there is.
So,
And I've got a video coming up this week on Porch Time. It's called Living with a Full Stomach. And guys, you really need to see that video because it deals with the mindset of how a full stomach versus an empty stomach affects your brain.
Okay, whoa. Porch time.
That's all right. I'm inviting to Porch Time.
No further.
Okay.
He'll tell y'all the whole video, and
I
Coach
agree
Bob's
with
gonna
you.
sit over here and tell y'all his video, and
no,
then when all their videos come
No.
out, y'all gonna go, we don't need to watch them because they done told us.
No, I'm just, it's
Yeah,
a teaser. It's
you
a
are.
teaser. You gotta
Okay,
have
you
teasers.
teased that much.
Yeah.
Not this
oh
much.
my word.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he'll sit here and tell them the whole thing.
Oh,
Yes, you will.
Uh-oh.
well.
You ever watch Cooper McGee and Molly?
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
Okay, if you watch it, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All they
Carol,
want to
Carol
see you
says we
pull
live
the
on Social
bike out of
Security
the
check
trailer.
to Social Security check in hand.
Two families says they want to see you pull the bike out of the trailer, Bob.
Why is
Okay,
that?
so I guess I get to video them coming out of the trailer with the bike,
All I
Are
do
you
is just
taking
back it up and fire it up.
but I think that's interesting to people, don't you?
It's a bike.
Yeah.
It's a way
I
of
want
life.
to see it.
Mrs. B and I, we travel. We have our tools in the front and our motorcycles in the back. So a lot of times when we park the bus, you can't take 65 feet of bus just anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we'll
Yeah.
run around and go and do stuff on our motorcycles. So
Okay.
and no, it's not a Harley.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We live simple and debt free.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Zany Mae has a picture. Zany Mae, keep on planting. She has a picture, I think, of us.
Oh, on the motorcycle?
Yeah.
That or
Well,
pulling out
Papa
or
Pepper in
something, yeah.
Arkansas, he's got a whole entire video with it. We've had people see that, but
Okay, somebody just said come through, when you come through Ohio, and I lost it, it keeps popping.
Stop in
at
PSB.
when you come through Dayton, Ohio, and we'll knock a tater in the head.
that'll work.
That'll work. There you
So,
go.
don't you have a way to get in touch with you? So when people want something like that, if you're headed that way,
Yeah, what people do basically with the Self-Reliant Roadshow is it's hard to, we have what's called a route, a primary route, and we travel that, and then people just watch every week the videos that we put out, and there's a map we have a webpage called the self-reliantroadshow.com, and you can go on there and there's a map. It's under the schedule. It shows you our stops and where they are on a map, and you just follow along, and when you see us getting close to an area, what a lot of our viewers do is they'll send me emails saying, hey, I'm this town or this town, can we meet? And then I'll email you back and we'll figure out a meet place through a time. What was really cute is Love Pogo on here, she has never been to a Cracker Barrel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's like
Somebody who's never been to a Cracker Barrel.
and so we went with her there, and I said, well, we'll meet you there because I know I can get the bus in there. And so we got it in there and sit down, and she's like, I've never had, she had homemade sausage or biscuits and gravy,
Oh.
and just enjoyed. She's allergic to eggs,
mm.
so
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's
so
That bear.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
Hank is met Bear.
Bear has just totally
Bear
ignored
is he just chilled out. He walks around
Hank
like
is barking and jumping.
Hank is like a kangaroo right now. He's jumping about 6 feet high.
They have not gotten close to each other, but they have seen each other from distances.
It would
We
be the
had-
rabbit and the hare, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Michael White, old timer, says if you come through, and I forgot which one he said. Let me back it up. He says he has room for you in southeast Michigan for the bus, and that's Michael White, old timer.
Okay. No, we've already been
Already
through
been
there.
that
We was
way.
back there in October.
Okay, so you've done been there.
Yeah. If you go through the map, you go onto our webpage, you go on the map, it shows the whole entire primary route. You can expand it out and see kind of where we're going. From here, we're headed down toward southern Louisiana. We'll meet with Broussard's Homestead and a few others through that area, and then we're going to go to eastern Texas if they're still up for us being there, and then we'll work our way up to the next stop would be the Corleys with what's the name?
Ben and
of her?
Melissa.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
used to be Homestead Mama. She's
Yeah.
now Life with
With
the
the
Corleys.
Yeah, Life with the Corleys.
yeah. So we'll be
Homestead Mama.
spending time with them, and then Southern Blessed Homestead. They were on here tonight. We'll be
Yes.
stopping and doing a project for them, and then I don't know if you're familiar with Sampson Farms, Nathan.
Yes,
And
they
it
had
would
they were at the tornado, in the area of the tornado today,
Oh,
but they
all
were
right.
not
They
hit.
were not
so-
hit, but it hit right close to them.
And Quake Lake, they both live close, so it was in their area, there was damage and there was people killed in
Okay.
that. But that's where you're headed up.
Yes,
Toward
we'll be
Tennessee.
at Nathan's and spend time with whatever
Ross
project.
Mania has just put up a map for the Self-Reliant Roadshow to show where they're at, where they're going, and stuff like that. So
They
you
can click on that and
you
go
can,
to your
you can
map,
click on that map and go to it, and you can see where they're at and where they're actually headed to. So thank you for that.
where they've been and where they're going.
And then for us, season 2, we'll wind that up and we'll be home, whenever we get home. And then what we'll do is start planning and figuring out. I don't know what's going to happen with season 3. Mrs. B and I paid for, all the, behind the scene costs and things
Right.
on that line. We're hoping and it's one of those things, we got everything set, it's done. We're going to trust God for the balance. And if we can get a sponsor, an advertiser, or a benefactor that would jump in and help us out, then season 3, the intent was to work our way across and then go down the west coast. And there's several homesteads down to there, and then go down south to like Arizona, New Mexico, and then hit the west side of Texas, and then come back up.
Southern Blessed Homestead said hopefully they'll be at Ben and Melissa's when you get there.
What?
Southern Blessed Homestead said hopefully they'll be at Ben and Melissa's house when you get there. The Corleys.
Oh,
Gossmania
that'd be fun.
said if you're ever back in southern Mississippi, they would love to sign up later
Okay.
with you. So you can go, you have a website, right?
Yeah. So the Self-ReliantRoadshow.com.
Another one says if you come to Canada one day, call me. Calvin Church.
Yeah.
Jeremy wants a quick carrot update, Mr. Danny.
Oh, well,
Looking
I-
good.
We ate carrots.
we actually, if you go over to our Instagram, you'll be able to see I actually harvested some because I have to thin the carrots out. That's one thing. I pulled up probably 1,000 carrots.
And I was upset.
And Miss Wanda's upset because she don't know how to understand the fact
I
of
do
thinning.
understand, I don't like it.
She just don't like it, And I actually ended up with some 2 and 3 inch little carrots, and I brought them in. I got a picture of me holding some of them for Miss Wanda to eat, and they were very, very good. The tops of them are up about 12 to 14 inches tall. They're actually doing real good, and the rain today was actually good on them. It wasn't bad.
We already been to Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in season 1.
Yep.
So when you hit Texas, which direction are you going?
We'll just be in East Texas. We're actually headed to Abinger, where the Smith family ranch is, and we didn't have anybody else in the eastern side of Texas apply. So if there's somebody in eastern Texas that would be interested in
And then you're
stopping,
head toward Tennessee area.
well, we'll head back up to come back around to northern Mississippi
Okay, northern Mississippi and then Tennessee. Yeah.
and then Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lippy said, so did Lippy's carrots taste sweeter? Laugh out loud. Actually, Lippy,
Which carrots? Those
the
are
only ones that actually had carrots on the bottom of them that was worth keeping was the Corotas. They were the only ones, one from Hawaii, are the only ones that
Were
actually
big-sized carrots.
big-sized carrots. The other ones are just little small carrots still.
What is your Instagram? It's Deep South Homestead on Instagram. And we are on Twitter now. Joined Twitter last week, but I think it put Deep Homestead. It didn't put the word South in there. For whatever reason, I typed it in, but it came up at Deep Homestead. So you can find me at Twitter.
Amber says, did we do well with the Indigo series tomatoes? The answer is yes.
Oh, I love the little
I
blueberries.
Wanda loves the blueberry tomatoes. I'm a little bit more partial to the cherry ones, the cherry drops, because they're about 1.5 inches in diameter. But Wanda loves the little blueberry tomatoes, so they're
awesome.
fantastic.
You ever done super sweets?
Cherry Sweet Millions?
No,
super
they're called
sweet.
super sweet.
I don't think
cherry
I've ever
tomatoes.
done the super
They're
sweet.
cherry tomato, and it's like eating little balls of sugar. They
Really?
are
No,
absolutely
they're awesome.
amazing.
Might
They
have to
would
check
let me
that
pick
out.
them because they knew I'd eat them.
You gonna eat them all
Oh,
as fast
she
as you
did.
pick them?
We used to
Cool.
do it for a commercial truck garden when we lived in Missouri.
Abama Gardner, and then who talking about? Yeah, Abama Gardner says, where is your home base?
We live in northern Wisconsin. I would tell people, but they wouldn't know where it was. And when Laura Ingle Wilder wrote Little House in the Big Woods, that's where they were settled, in the north woods of Wisconsin. And that's where we are. We're about 90 miles south of Canada.
Yeah.
So, in the middle of nowhere in the woods. I even showed Danny a picture of our house. It's in the middle of the woods.
It's in the middle of the woods, literally. Literally.
Yep.
He wanted to go farther north. I said, no, this is far enough.
I still do. That's.
Let's see here.
Do we grow any fruits like custard apples or pawpaws? We do grow apples.
We do grow apples, but we're only 3 apples will actually grow in South Mississippi at this point, and all of them are from Israel. That's the Ein Shamir, the Anna, and the Dorset Golden.
Hermit Hill is having some really bad weather right now, you guys, so pray for them. They just lost another big oak, went down across their road, so they must be that weather's getting in their area. Somebody's asked them where Hermit Hills is.
Well, everybody's wanting to know where they're at, so they're
I think they're over toward North Carolina in that area. I'm not 100% sure. South Carolina.
Upper
Okay.
state, South Carolina.
You see, I was close.
You was close. Okay. Did we hear about the board and milk thing for bankruptcy? Yes, Gauss Manning. I heard about board milk is filing for bankruptcy. It's probably not the time, but it's all it's not the time.
I've actually been in some of their plants. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I just thought.
Okay.
It's actually.
It's time. That's it.
It's time.
I'm talking about. This is not the time to talk about it.
Oh.
Well, I'm saying it's not. It's time. Just
No. No, because.
Okay, so we want to talk about self-reliance, or we want to talk about something else.
Well, that's what we're talking about here tonight, is being self-reliant. I mean, we're talking about things in life that happen, which means you need to be self-reliant.
Yeah.
Well, let's go down that.
Richard Barnes.
Oh, yeah?
I know
Yeah,
where
Richard's
you
come.
are. We met you and Mrs. B in Hayward, Wisconsin at the meetup.
Yeah, they were there. Danny and I talked for quite a bit this afternoon about being self-reliant and how that it's a lifestyle, but it's a lifestyle that needs to be practiced now.
Yes.
The whole idea that people have that, well, when times get bad, I'm going to grab my go bag and I'm going to go out in the woods and rough it. No, you ain't.
No, you're not. He's telling you the truth, people. I've been there. I know what that is.
I tell you what, I have been in the mountains of Colorado and Montana and been out there freezing cold with the best equipment and with training second to none. And there ain't nothing like being home. I mean, it's just everything is a struggle. To move, to hunt, and just to get water, let alone
and you're burning calories a whole
constantly.
Okay,
At an accelerated rate.
Albany Mountain wants to know, what is the Deep South project? Well, pretty much right now it's been help Wanda with the computer.
That's been one of our major focuses. Now, we did bust some firewood.
Yeah,
and we're going to start something tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you what.
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
I don't think we know what it is, do we?
Got a good
Yeah.
idea.
It's weather dependent.
Weather
We'll
dependent.
figure it out right after breakfast.
They'll figure it out after breakfast tomorrow.
We already got, I already got my video with Danny and I we did a Walking with Elders, and those that watch the channel know about that. We do a Walking with Elders series to talk about the wisdom and the wisdom and the practice of knowledge. So
I haven't seen it, so I'm anxious to see that one.
It's actually going to be good. Really good.
Yeah.
Not bragging, but I mean, it is going to be good.
well, yeah.
Yeah. Or at least I think it's okay.
It's on your shoulders now to
That's
edit that one and make it good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it'd be one simple. There's one simple little.
It's one
cut.
simple,
Yeah,
yeah.
there wasn't that big a thing. But
Y'all
anyway,
messed up one time?
No,
no,
we didn't think we ever.
I just
messed
got to
up.
put the t-shirt thing in there.
Yeah,
Wow.
cut the front, cut the rear, and that's it.
Yeah, the branding thing I put in
Yeah.
there. But being self-reliant and getting out there and practicing it now is drop dead critical because you need to learn the area that you're in. You got to
Lou
learn.
knows Danny so well.
You got to learn. You got to learn the soil. You got to learn the climate. You got to
Yes,
learn
you
the
do.
plants. You got to learn. You got to learn how to deal with failures, and you got to learn mentally how to get past those failures and to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps and keep on trucking. So it's self-reliance is not just for preppers. To us, it's a way of life.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
Country Homestead Preacher wants to know any suggestions on dealing with other family members that think you are crazy for selling your home to buy land to be more self-reliant. Tell them it ain't none of their business.
Well, this is probably Jennifer.
It is, it's Jennifer.
I imagine. I don't think it would be Donnie.
It's Jennifer.
Jennifer, sweetheart, this is just the bottom line. You've got one responsibility in this life, and that's to your husband. Your husband has one responsibility, or two responsibilities. First of all, he has one to God and one to you. And those are the only people that matter at this point, you and your family. Whatever God leads you to do, if he tells you to go to wherever to be self-reliant, he's doing it for a reason. He's preparing you for the future, and he's giving you the ability to take care of yourself. It's just like the children of Israel when he went in and led Moses in there to lead them out. If they'd have just said, well, we're not going to go, then they would have stayed in persecution for the entire existence of their lives. But no, they followed God's will. They came out. They went to, eventually, it took some time, but they ended up in a land that flows with milk and honey. So, where they could be self-sustaining. See, that was God's whole plan for his people, was for them to be self-sustaining. And it took some time to get there. And a lot of these things, like Bob said, this doesn't happen overnight. You don't become self-reliant overnight. And there's no such thing as being self-sufficient.
No.
You can be self-reliant, but you can't be self-sufficient 100%. Now, Wanda and I is about 85% self-sufficient. But there's some things in life you just can't produce. We talked today about Bob and I did about vitamin C. We talked about how that he's doing some things at his homestead with cranberries and currants and stuff like that on account of scurvy. Yep.
And we
Should
do
something
the
happen.
oranges and stuff.
We have
like that.
oranges and lemons and stuff like that here to up our vitamin C. We have wood sorrel, and y'all may even have wood sorrel up there. I mean, these things are loaded with vitamin C. And that's a wild edible. It's out in the woods. I mean, so, Jennifer, whatever God's leading y'all to do, your family really, I wouldn't even pay any attention to it, to be honest with you. Just do what God tells you to do.
They'll come around.
I had a grandpa that was wiser, an old moonshine running hillbilly,
Yeah.
and he was wiser and beyond his years. And he says you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink, but if you put a little salt in his mouth, he'll drink every time.
Yeah.
And so living the Self-Reliant Roadshow is that salt of the earth that we've been talking about. Getting out there, doing it, disregarding the negativity of it, because everybody's going to laugh at you while you're building the ark until it starts raining.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough, but if you feel that this is what you need to do, I'm telling you, don't sit there and have this is my plan, I'll do it as soon as do it now.
Now.
Do it
Get
yesterday.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get started, because fruit trees take 5 years, to produce anything.
And that's not a lot usually in 5 years. It's just a few.
That's just your first
few
crop.
apples.
It's usually 8 to 10. When
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your first crop. Acclimating seeds to a climate takes about 3 years to happen. You can order all these seeds that you want, these 30-year seed banks and things like that.
They look good in the
They
camera.
look good, they can.
The pictures
It
that
makes-
they grow look
It
good.
makes you feel proud that you got these seeds saved up, but you better be taking some of them every year, putting them out there, and you better be getting a soil test. You better be learning how to look at that plant. If you see purple on that plant, you automatically know there's some phosphorus deficiencies in it. If you see yellow in the plant, you automatically know there's nitrogen deficiencies in it. You better learn microbes in the soil, which is something Bob and I talked a lot about today, is the microbes in the soil. You better learn this stuff, because if you don't know it, I don't care how many seeds you got. I don't care how much you think you're going to do something. If you don't have a means of fertilization, if you don't have a means of being able to get what you need into that soil when you need it, I don't care how many seeds you put in the ground. They'll grow up and make a little something, but they're not going to do.
Reach right there and get me some cotton. Jeremy asked, do we grow cotton? Yes, we do. Usually, this year I did not, but I have cotton. All right,
This is organic cotton. This ain't the stuff you see growing in the
he's
field.
asking, do we have sheep? Do we for making clothes? Okay, it would take me forever. We planted just a small piece of a row. I would have to have a field of cotton, and then I would have to know what to do with it and get all these seeds out and all this stuff, and then I would have to make something out of it. And yes, I know how to crochet, and yes, I know how to sew, and I have a sewing machine and all these things. But I don't have time to plant a field of cotton. It would take a field of cotton.
Yeah, and plus you got to have the right stuff to actually
That's not,
cut it out.
Yeah.
And all that kind of
there's
stuff.
too much process in there for me to make clothes. Danny and I buy a lot of our clothes, well, most all our clothes. Some of his I have to buy new. But I buy secondhand clothes, and I have a storage. You ask Danny what our attic looks like right now, he would just about freak, because we have cases of clothes in the attic. It might not be what I want to wear. I mean, we may have to wear a purple shirt with a pair of brown pair of pants, but it's what we have when we have this wears out, we got something else.
Well, one of the biggest issues is with what's coming, you need to buy warm weather. I mean, cold weather clothes. Because you're going to need it in the future.
Yes, in some places it is illegal to grow cotton.
Yeah, it was here for a long time.
Yeah, but Mississippi's being able to grow cotton again, individuals. And I didn't grow but like, one row, 2 different years.
Yeah.
I grew the green cotton and the brown cotton, and I had a few of the white ones. So.
Well, that kind of all goes back to why it's important to have community.
Yes.
Because, one person, all right, we said it earlier and we believe it with all of our heart. It's one vine, 2 different branches.
Yeah.
There's different fruit on Danny's branches than there is on mine.
Yes.
But between the 2 of us, we're a twice or a 3-bound strong cord. We become a lot stronger together than we are as individuals.
Right.
And somebody, could actually excel and understand cotton and be able to do that to where it helps the whole entire community. So, I'm a big fan of staying away from isolationism. Sometimes I can be antisocial, I understand.
That's the way we are. Danny says, I don't like people. And he's always saying that.
I just don't like certain people.
There's
fleas and jerks and knotheads, and the world's full of them. They were there at Noah's Ark. They were there at the crucifixion of Christ. They'll always be there. But that still doesn't devalue the fact that it's important to be as self-sufficient. I tell people that my faith, that I do it at the end of a hoe handle. I go out there and I do all that I can, work the ground, till it, and then I pray and trust God for the balance.
Exactly.
And it's important that we all do that together.
Yeah.
And to help one another, because we help each other with each other's deficiencies.
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Well, the thing about it is God gives us examples throughout the scriptures constantly.
Over
and over and over and over. The Bible, we talked about a while ago, the Bible has a lot to say about finances, but the Bible is actually a book of agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
It technically is, because back when the Bible was written, agriculture was a way of life. I mean, there's things in there like don't muzzle the ox. I mean, there's all kinds of things that he talks about like this as he treads out things. Let him have what he needs while he's doing it. And the fact that
there's Bruce Sargent.
famine happened in the Bible so many times. I forget exactly how many times it happened in the Bible, but it's mentioned over and over and over in the Bible. And it's not just the word famine. It uses the word dearth. All these are different words that are used in the Bible. And it's not anything new. Famine happens all the time. But we see when when Jacob was going to go down into Egypt that there was a famine in the land, but we see that when he carried things to Joseph, he carried him dates and all these kinds of things. It was a famine of a staple item, which was the grains. Some things still produced, but they needed certain things that they just didn't have. So famine doesn't necessarily mean that everything's going to be gone. It could mean that a staple item is gone for good for quite some time.
Until it can be raised.
Until it can be raised again, or something passes. Maybe the potato famine that happened, in Ireland over there. Maybe a disease comes through and wipes an entire crop out. And I will tell y'all this. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I have. That's going to be terrible if I don't. I have information that there's actually a disease that started in the corn. It started in southern Africa with Monsanto. And the seeds have been brought to the United States. There are now 9 states in the United States that this disease is in. Can wipe the corn crop out completely. These are things that the United States Department of Agriculture knows about. They're just not talking about it.
Not until it gets bad.
Well, they're not going to talk about it. It's like famine. The word famine doesn't get used in English language or in any kind of language until people begin to die from hunger. That's whenever they'll actually say, oh, we have a famine issue, when people begin to die. It's not until that point. So we can have these things happening, guys, all around us. That's why it is so important to be reliant, to be self-reliant. Not
even if it means buying some things up and storing them, even if you're not growing everything. We get this all the time. People say, we can't be like you and Danny.
Well, and I'm glad.
And not everybody can be like that.
No, because we're not perfect.
So it doesn't mean you're
Why
not
would you want to
perfect.
go
I
down
tell
that
him that
road?
all the time. But just because I have a whole bunch of jars doesn't mean you might have them. You might not have a way to grow everything, but you might have $10 a week to spend on a few canned items. Or you can put it on soap, or you can put it on secondhand clothes, or you can put it on something. That $10 that you use every week will add up. Take one item a week and just go buy something and stash it.
Or
Wouldn't that be a good way to start?
I mean, here we are in the Self-Reliant Roadshow. We're traveling in a bus.
Right.
We gave away our pantry, so to speak, all the stuff that would freeze, because our house gets 25 to 40 below zero. So we got rid of everything that we just didn't want to lose it. So we gave it to friends and family. But what was a real blessing was here we are traveling, and a grocery store just before Thanksgiving had 38-cent corn and green beans.
Yeah.
Well, then we just went ahead. Mama was like, "What are you doing?" I came out with 4 cases. I said, "But it's only 38 cents."
Again, yeah.
It's in the bus. I don't know why we have it.
If your bus breaks down and you can't walk to a store, you're in the
I have
middle
a
of the
lot of
highway, you have
there's plenty of food in the bus.
green beans and corn.
Yeah.
Guess what you're getting for supper? Green beans and corn.
Well, there's plenty, because there's another tote full of food too, so that's not a problem.
That's exactly right. I mean, Sherry says there's recipes that's actually in the Bible.
Yep.
And there are. There's lots of recipes in the Bible.
Yeah.
Everybody, guys, you keep saying the camera's fuzzy. We told y'all in the beginning, we know it's fuzzy. The camera's sitting about 6 feet from us. We had to do that in order to get all of us into the video. When you get that far, the pixelation from the camera is not good because it can't focus that far away on moving objects. So you just have to bear with us.
Prep Center Bob looks better fuzzy anyways.
We probably
Blame me.
Yeah.
Maybe we can stow away on the
Nancy's
bus.
Garden says, I don't want to be like y'all. In that sense.
What did you say?
Broussard said maybe we could stow away on the bus and catch a ride to Louisiana.
There you go. Wait a minute, you guys live in Louisiana. What are you talking about?
He's talking about us.
Oh, you guys
Oh,
want
yeah.
Plenty of room, 72 passengers.
Hey, the bus is pretty nice because I've been in it.
Yeah.
Got to see what it looked like inside. They did a good job.
They've done a real good job on the bus. Really, they do.
Just fixing it for 2 people.
I think it's wonderful.
It out. And a dog.
Yeah, and a dog. Yeah.
They did, and they got it really. It's not crowded. You know how most people
I
that minimalize.
Yeah.
They have every area stuffed full of stuff. You don't have that. She has a plant. You're taking is it a citrus?
Yeah, it's a lemon tree.
Well, that's my fault.
Homestead Bob wanted a lemon tree, so hopefully we'll get it home.
The guy said in Florida, if I kept it above 16 degrees, that it would grow in Wisconsin, and I took it as a challenge.
I think you can do it.
You know, we'll have it in the house. We've got 4 months where it stays above 16 degrees, so we'll have it where I can set it outside. I'll probably have to bring it in at night or whatever. But
North Star Prep Center says, and I thought it was the wine that was
And
making y'all look fuzzy.
I thought it was the painkillers.
Oh, that's funny, guys.
No.
thanks, Kathy.
That was funny there. That was okay.
Kathy was one of our stops in season 1. Actually, she was our last stop.
Yeah.
We got there, and here's a gal that had a garden, and she had several projects, and I looked at that, and I said, but Miss Kathy. She's what? I said, you need a beautiful garden gate. She has a beautiful garden.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the entrance, like, well, we need some kind of gate, the rabbits to get in.
Yeah.
We went down to a neighbor. He had all this used lumber. We came back and made her an arbor/garden gate.
Oh, wow.
And
Nice.
it's beautiful. And it's on her channel and shown doing that. So.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We ended up being the peanut gallery.
Oh, on her live
Oh.
stream, yeah. Because she's trying to run it, and then when I'm not having to run live stream, I have all kinds of fun, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I had a rip
Yeah,
Peter
just
tip,
ask
you know.
Kathy. Yeah.
We have Eyes to Seas in here now.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Tori.
Okay, so I want to mention the gathering right quick.
Okay,
again
go ahead.
before
'Cause we're running
running
past
out of
our
time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys check out the Gathering 2020. We do have T-shirts available. I don't have mine on tonight, but it's in the description for the Gathering 2020. If you wear those T-shirts, you do get entered in at the door, a certain door prize. We have lots of door prizes starting to come in. If you have something you want to enter as a giveaway or a prize, contact me at deepsouthgathering@gmail.com. I have ladies helping me. Some of the people that are coming were asking, we were asking that you bring a jar of canned food. We've changed that now to bringing some jars, some lids, some rings, something or a prep item. Because instead of putting food in the jar, just bring the jar.
The jar.
Yeah. And or either a prep item of some sort. We're going to be giving those to people that need some of those, and that's going to be a way to help people start their stash.
Pantry, yeah.
You know, and we also have Nunda from Bonterra Homestead coming. She's giving away 2 tickets to the HOA, which is the Homesteaders of America Conference. Hoss Tools is giving us things for door prizes. I'm working with my Greenstock people, so we're going to see what they're going to be doing. You don't want to miss this, guys. We're going to have fun. And
Don't forget, we're going to be giving away a Hoss tool.
yes, the
Single wheel hoe.
this right here, guys.
Look up in the upper left-hand part of the screen, and you will see one of the door prizes is going to be given away at some point during the day, but you have to be present to win it.
You do.
Isn't that the one that got into the roadshow trailer?
We have several out there. How many are we missing?
Just one.
Just one?
Actually, way we set up our garden and stuff, we don't use any type of cultivate. We use our hands.
Right
Use
there.
your hand.
Yeah, we were able to, but that's knowing the environment. So
Yeah. So, guys, go ahead. If you have any prayer requests tonight you want to put up, go ahead and mention them on here, because remember, it's not just us that needs to be praying. Everybody needs to be praying. There's power in a multitude of prayers. The more people we have reaching the throne of God, the more people are able to be reached. It's not just about me praying for you. You need to pray for yourself, and you need to pray for others.
We need to remember Lynn, Homestead Oss,
Yeah.
in Australia. Guys, keep an eye on her channel. I don't know if she's put anything up in the last few days, but last week she put 2 videos up showing how close the fire got to her place. It did not burn her place, but she did escape out and was gone for a while, and they came back. Her husband stayed, kept the place watered, and they are going out at night now to help people that did not prepare. And you guys, y'all keep her in your prayers, because like we're used to the relief agencies coming in and helping. She said they're not coming in helping these people out in the country like she is. The relief agency's not there. They're in the town
Or in
parts.
the city part.
Yeah.
They're not fooling with the rural
So
people.
she and Wayne are going out at night, taking them food, clothing, things like that. and helping them to survive.
Well, that'd be another whole video right there.
Yes.
Hey, you and I have talked about that. That's
Yeah.
it's what's gonna happen.
It's going to, yeah, it's actually, there's no, how would you say it, there's no one going to rescue you.
No.
You know, that's the sad part about it. We live in a world today, especially the millennial age, has this thought in the back of their head that there's always going to be somebody there to rescue you. You know, those of us that are older and have grown up and seen what's actually happening, that the cavalry's not coming, more than likely, you know.
After Katrina, we were on our own.
Yeah,
If you don't believe me, you just need to be in
you
one of
had
these
to
areas.
live through it.
Yeah. I mean, they do hit certain spots, and they pick and choose their spots to go to.
Yeah,
That's
wherever
usually,
it's politically advantageous.
He also said I'm still recovering from a
Heart attack.
heart attack. His wife's been sick for a month. Need prayers. After being bedridden for 5 weeks, I'm starting to walk again. Thanks. That's Carol.
Clint
People are asking
Eastwood.
for Clint Eastwood to get
He
prayed
asked for
for.
prayers.
He asked for prayer.
Yes.
Everybody's saying, love Psalms 91, Tori says. Psalms 91 is probably one of my favorites. I love to be sheltered on the wings of my Lord. You know, I love that.
Clay Banks, pray for McClendon Homestead Church project.
Yes, the church.
We want to remember, you said you were headed that way, Nathan Sampson Homestead. We want to remember Sheila Quake Lake, Gemini Homestead out where they were at.
Johnson.
Oh, Mr. John Walker's son, one of our subs. Mr. John and was headed there now, or a couple hours ago. They had called the family in, so she asked for prayers for them. And so we do want to remember them.
People in Puerto Rico.
Grampy Campy's asked for prayers.
Grampy Campy lost a spouse. Yeah, these are people that we need to pray for.
Hey, Bandana Grandma.
Oh, there she is.
Okay,
And
let's
then
see.
for us, traveling mercies.
Yes.
Because there's a lot. We still got, quite a bit to go, a third of it to go. So.
Yeah, Bob and Ms. B's got a lot of traveling left to do. They could use support both through financial, through prayers, whichever way God lays in your heart to be a blessing to them. And I'm sure that they would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And go to their channel.
Go to their channel, check it out.
Because we're going to be there tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
We're supposed to be.
You know, just.
Well, see, I just invited myself over to their live
Hey,
stream.
you
already been invited.
Yeah. So if you click on their live, look, if you click and subscribe to Prepstead Bob,
You'll see them again
you'll
tomorrow.
see us again tomorrow night.
You get
know,
a two, yeah.
You get a 2-for-1.
That's
You
right.
get a 2-for-1 deal here. So I think it's going to be a good thing.
Unless Wanda drowns Danny in his sleep. But
Yeah,
that's a
it's
different
possible.
deal.
You know, if I'm not here, y'all, you know what
They were
happened.
taking up for you. I'm the bad
I got a
person.
witness here. You know,
I have turned into the bad person.
Yes,
Y'all
you
watch
have.
Crazy Days.
Yeah.
Y'all just go over and check my channel out, and I'll just sit in the corner by myself with Crazy Days and let these two at it.
That's it. Nadia's saying, Lord, protect us. Look.
She's
Guys.
the one taking up for you a while ago.
I know, I saw that. But guys, look, this is serious. I'm being serious about this. We have a lot of different weather anomalies that's actually taking place in our country now. You know, on Patreon, I talk about my belief as to what God shared with me here about a month ago about America. And it broke my heart. I was released from some things by God. He gave me some freedoms after that I could do some things that I actually wanted to do. He said, but I don't require it anymore. And I tell why over on Patreon. So if you want to know about that, go check Patreon out, Deep South Homestead, and you'll get to see a lot more videos over there. And that's why my heart's broke for America right now. I have a broken heart for America and its people. For you guys, I pray for y'all on a daily basis, and that's why tonight I want to take this opportunity to actually sit down and I want to pray for you, so that we can.
And I know who you are, Deborah. I've met you a few times.
Yes.
Y'all may not know who Deborah is, but I do.
Okay.
She's been here a couple
Anyway, guys, we're fixing to have to jump off here, so I want to go ahead and pray. I want to go ahead and take everything before the throne. And so that it's getting late. I know for some of y'all it's already 10 o'clock at night and after. Some of you it's just fixing to be 9 or it's after 9. and I don't want to keep everybody up too long. So let's go ahead and go to the Lord's Prayer, and let's go ahead and hit the throne. Father, we're so thankful tonight that you've been so good to us. It's always an honor and a pleasure to come before you, Lord, but we do it with humbleness and humility. Father, we approach your throne with boldness, though, on the behalf of the ones that are on the channel and the chat tonight. Father, there's been so many things that's been mentioned here. There are those that have lost spouses, Lord. They're still hurting, they're still grieving, Lord, and I've been down that road. I pray for a peace and a calm, Lord, to overcome them so that they might know what it is to live a good life again, and to know that their loved ones are, if they've gone on to be with you, Lord, that everything's going to be all right. And they'll get to see them again one day. And they'll be able to spend an eternity and enjoy them, Father. So, Lord, there are those that mentioned they had health issues tonight. Tons of people had health issues on here. And Father, anything from heart issues, which I experienced myself, some of them have recovering from heart attacks, some people's been sick. Father, there are those here that have all types of physical issues, cancers and different things that they've been mentioning here. They need healing. Father, and I pray for that tonight. I pray for your divine intervention. God, you are the great physician. Nothing takes you by storm. You know each and every hair of our head's been numbered. You know every molecule in our body. So I'm praying for healing for these people here tonight, Lord. And when it happens, Father, I pray that they won't be like the 10 that got healed and only one returned, Father. I pray that all will return and they will honor and praise and glorify you for the things that you've done in their life now. Father, there are those on here tonight that need financially rescuing, Father. And I pray that you'll send resources their way. And Father, I pray that you'll do it in a way that will honor and glorify you, and that they'll see that it is strictly from the hand of an almighty God. Lord, we pray for our country tonight. We pray for our president. We pray for our men and women that's in uniform tonight as they stand in the gap, Father, to keep our freedom what it is today, Lord. We know they're just the feet on the ground, Father. True freedom comes from you, and we realize that. But we do ask that you be with them, that they all make wise decisions, and that you bless our country as it goes forward. And Father, for the ravaged people in Puerto Rico that's experiencing the earthquakes, and the other places on the face of the earth now that's being hit by earthquakes, Iran, even though they're an enemy of the U.S., Father, we still know that there's good people in Iran that need helping, Father. You know no color of skin, race, or anything like that, Father. All you see is the heart of man. And Lord, we just pray for all these people that their lives can be put back together after being shattered by these earthquakes and different things that's happened now. Lord, there's a lot of rule makers in this country that's trying to make some rules that's not good. We pray that you'll intervene there and may your people rise up, because, Father, all it takes for things to go bad is for good people to do nothing. So we ask that good people will stand in the gap, Father. And Lord, as we get off of here tonight, I pray that each and every person that's under the sound of my voice will have peace, comfort, a stocked pantry, and the ability that when their hands touch the soil, Lord, they're able to grow things. We ask this in thy name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, guys. My hat back on. I'm thinking hat back on.
Okay, so I'm trying to think, is there
We got a
anything
15-second lag, so you can think for just a second.
Just a second. No, I'm trying to think.
Oh.
What are you thinking?
See if there's anything else that we need to cover that we've forgotten.
You'll know when we went through. You'll just see.
Yeah.
Amen.
Okay, so do you have a PayPal account that I can put in the description?
Yeah, they can just send it to prepstutterbob@gmail.com. It'll PayPal will go right through.
Okay, so guys, if anybody wants to help them on their roadshow this time, plus there's a roadshow 3, right?
Lord willing.
Lord willing.
Okay, so and if you would like to sign up, prepstutterbob@gmail.com.
Well, no, they go to the Self-Reliant Roadshow.com. That has
to
the whole
sign up.
application. Yeah, that's got the whole application and everything.
Okay, the Self-Reliant Roadshow.com to
Yep.
sign up.
Yep.
If you could want to help them in any way, prepstutterbob@gmail.com on PayPal.
On PayPal.
Okay, gotcha. That way I'm going to try and put that in the description, but y'all know how good I am at forgetting things.
I'll help you. We'll get it done, guys.
We'll
Look,
get her done.
y'all have a blessed night, and we will see y'all. If you subscribe to the Self-Reliant Roadshow, thank you. Then we appreciate that. And just be watching tomorrow night, because there will be a Sunday night live, not on Deep South Homestead, but over here with Prep Stutter Bob and Miss B.
Thank you, guys.